What's up, Dean? I'm super excited to have you here today. First time that I'm doing an interview. I'm getting way out of my comfort zone right now. And
I love it. I love it.
Because of you, I'm super excited. So I've got few questions for you. Like a year ago, I didn't even know who you were. So for people who don't know you, can you share real quick a story about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, first off, let me just share something with you, man. I appreciate you so much because you were such an example of what's possible in the world. So I'd love to share a little bit about me, but I also want to make sure the world knows about you. You're kind, you're generous. I had the chance to shake your hand and meet you in person. But a year ago, you didn't know this world existed, or at least didn't know what I do and what we've created. You were struggling financially, tried a couple things that didn't work, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, correct.
And you went out and made an impact. And not only did you make an impact and make money, you were able to travel and do some cool things. So I would love, I'll share about me here in a moment, but I think everybody needs to know more about your story. So where were you a year ago and what changed?
Yeah, so I burned the boat and quit my job in December 2017. So I was working as a software developer previously, and I wasn't happy at all with my situation and everything. So I just decided to leave everything behind. I booked a one-way ticket from France to Australia and started over completely. I learned to speak English in this year, and I worked another 6 months, and then I was still stuck in this cubicle, the 9 to 5 and everything. And I was I need to figure things out. I want to travel. I want to have more in my life. I want to do what I want, etc. So I started to self-education, doing learning from Russell Brunson, Tony Robbins, all of these people that I look up to today. And 6 months I was traveling. I started with Bali and I went to different places, but I was super not confident with my ability to speak like this today, because my English is my second language. All the limiting beliefs that we can have when we first start, when we don't have many experience, and really I was in a situation. So I was completely broke. I had to move back in with my parents and $300 on my bank account. And I decided I have to trust the process, do everything that I can. And I had a little bit of knowledge with Facebook ads, and I spent $172 into Facebook ads, which transformed into $15,000 on the.
Wow.
That was honestly, the work that you've done as well with the team behind everything, and it showed me how real marketer were doing work. How do you impact lives, and how do you do on a daily basis to do what you do? And it really inspired me. And coming to Las Vegas and shaking your hands, meeting all of these amazing people, only talking about impact. It was not about the money. It was really about the impact that they've made into someone else's life. And it was really a shift in my mindset that allowed me today, I'm creating my mastermind, following the course, and I'm getting momentum, and I'm super excited and super thankful for you for allowing me to unlock this thing.
Well, listen, I know you started us by asking me a question, dude, but there's so many people out in the world right now that might not have had to move back in with their parents, but they still have that same feeling. You were in a cubicle, you were doing programming, and it just wasn't you. It just didn't align with your soul. You knew it, you felt it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many people are listening, watching right now that feel that way, but don't have any hope? They see a lot of things online on how they could potentially make money, but it seems confusing. It seems overwhelming. So what happens? They just set the alarm and go back to work the next morning. You said you burned the boats. A lot of people, they might have a family, they might have 3 kids, they might have a mortgage. They can't burn the boats. So this is so important to me, and it's so important to my partner and dear friend, Tony Robbins, because we know what transitioned our life was being in part of the self-education industry, educating ourselves through self-education, and then having the ability to teach others like you to do the same thing. And that was a game changer. And that's why Tony and I are doing interviews and flying all around the world and going live again on February 27th to show the world that there is an opportunity to do what you've done. There's an opportunity to help others go faster, to help others create more income, to help others make an impact, to help others enter an industry heading towards $1 billion a year and get paid to do it. If I just back up a little bit in my life, you know, I have my own story. I didn't go to college. I had dyslexia. I didn't have money. I didn't know what I was going to do with my future. I used to work on cars, drive a tow truck, work on houses at night. I started to get some momentum by being mentored by some older people. And then when I was 25 years old, I got Tony Robbins' course. And when I paid for information for self-education, it course corrected my life. It changed everything.
Yeah.
I feel blessed now that, you know, 25 years later, Tony's my dearest friend, and we partnered with KBB, and we're helping other people do the same. But just like you were introduced to Russell and Tony and then me, and your life changed, I had that same experience. And if I didn't have self-education, I don't know where my life would be. I failed miserably. I've been broke. I had an ulcer from staying up all night worrying about my life and worrying about my parents and not having money. But I also found the depth of knowledge, the treasures in self-education compared to typical general normal education. Mm-hmm. And it allowed me to go so far. And Tony has the same story, and so many people before us and around us have the same story, that we figured it was time. I'm a multiple New York Times bestselling author. I've spoke on stages all around the world. I've started 13 different companies. My brands have done hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, but this is our legacy. Now it's time to give back and show people, everybody watching, everybody listening right now, you have a skill, a hobby, a passion, or an expertise that you don't realize that the world needs. And the world is willing to pay you for it. But bigger than paying you for it is what you said, is the impact you can make on someone's life. I think you got to see that firsthand by being at the party, by being in the Facebook group and seeing tens of thousands of people just in every niche around the world who didn't think they were experts, that were scared, had limiting beliefs, people who bought courses before in the past and didn't do anything with them. You see that transition when they got KBB, the world changed forever. Yeah. Is that kind of the experience you had?
Totally correct. Like when I like log into Facebook, go into the group, you see like the momentum people are having, they share their wins every day, and it like shows you that anyone can do it if you're willing to put it to work. Like the blueprint is there, everything is there, the market, the economy is there for, like, it's booming right now. And the knowledge industry is expected to grow to $325 billion by 2025. And many people start with creating, they want to all create courses, they want to all be coach, consultants and everything. But I think like there is not many gold standard courses such as KBB right now today. And what I want to do right now is share what's working with people. And this is exactly what the sharing economy allows you, affiliate marketing allows you to do. Yeah. And this is what I've done. And this is what had a huge impact. Sharing your knowledge, kind of be the reporter, but in different way. Yeah. And really just sharing what's working. Don't reinvent the wheel, and get the momentum going to be to where you want to go. And
and let me just tell you, before we go any further though, I got to give you credit, because so many people we all have our story, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but you know, I know the number one thing that holds people back is their story, their beliefs. It's a story someone else gave them, a story they've come up with, a story that society has given them, the community they surround themselves, their job, their employer, their partner, their spouse, their parents. There's this story. And I just want to tell you, for you, I'm really proud of you, man. Like, you could have said, I can't do this because there's a language barrier. I can't do this because I don't have any money. I can't do this, I'm not old enough. I can't do this because I live in the wrong area. You had a million reasons, man, that you could have used on why this didn't work. So the reason I was so happy to shake your hand is because my team had pulled your story and told me about this guy that was living with his parents, had no money, had to borrow money to put a down payment on the course. And in return, I don't know in how many months you ended up with, you know, $15,000 in revenue. Not that I'm saying everybody watching or listening would do that like you have, but it was a pretty spectacular story. And I just wanted to personally give you a hand and a compliment for taking action.
Thanks, Dean. Like, also, like right now doing this interview, it's like the first interview that I'm doing. And when I sent the email, I was like, oh my God, it's gonna work, what I'm going to ask to Dean, what is gonna happen during the, like, all these limiting beliefs that comes. And right now, like I'm speaking to you and I'm like, just like both human exchanging, and it's like getting over, just doing the first step to like overcoming this voice inside your head to like really pass through. And
well, let me just tell you something, Maxime. This is something you really have to know, and everybody listening, everybody watching, you have to know this. That voice never goes away, ever. I still have it. Every level I've been through, when I was hoping to make $1,000 a week, and then $10,000 a month, and $10,000 a week, and $50,000 a week, and $100,000 a week, and losing it all and coming back, at every level, there was always a voice that said, you're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You didn't go to school. You don't have those connections. You live in the wrong area. You don't have a great education. You don't have a vast vocabulary. It takes money to make money. Who are you thinking? You're not as smart as them. There's this crazy voice that lives into all of us. Some of us, it's louder than others. But there's also that voice that says, you got this. You can do this. Stop listening to those people. We got this. You create a compelling future. You gain knowledge and you go for it. We all have both voices. And the only thing I'd say is you have to fuel the positive voice just a little more than that one. You don't have to shut that one up. You have to be able to get to a point where the positive voice can say, I hear you, shut up, it's not true. If I listen to you, I'll get the results that you would want us to have like everybody else. I don't want those results. And it's the old story of the good wolf and the bad wolf. It's whatever one you fuel. And we must fuel the one that's a compelling future for ourselves, or we will settle like most of the world does. And that's what Tony and I hate. We want to shake everyone. Stop settling. God gave you so much more. I mean, think about at the end of your life. You're sitting with your maker, and he looks over and says, hey, how was your life? And if you said, well, I was going to try to go after it, but, it wasn't the right economy, and I didn't have a lot of knowledge, and I didn't speak the language, and I moved to a different area. So I just, I kind of settled. I could picture our maker, whether you believe in God or whatever you believe in, being like, oh my God, another one. I made you human. I put you on this earth. I gave you limitless possibilities. I gave you the ability to learn from other people, and you settled because of a language or a location or a friend. Like, I could picture our maker being so disappointed us. And that's why Tony and I, go live once a year. That's why we want to share with the world, like, wake up. There's other ways to monetize who you are. There's other ways to impact. The whole world wants to make an impact. Why not make an impact and income just like you did? And now we have people in 80 countries. We're 24,000 people strong. The movement is on fire. And the more people are part of this movement, the bigger it gets for all of us. And that's why I'm so excited. We're going live on February 27th. Tony Robbins and I, we only go live once a year. FOMO is real. Last year, after we went live, we had hundreds of thousands of messages like, can you go live again? I missed it. You can't. Our schedules are so crazy. So we have a URL, and I'd love to share this with everybody right now. If you're watching, you're listening, write this down and go to it as soon as we're done. Go to kbbmethod.com. kbbmethod.com. You'll see Tony and I there, and register for the training. This is a once a year opportunity. If you like what we're talking about today, you want to learn how people are changing their lives in the self-education industry, how they're fulfilling their soul, how they're impacting other people and making money, then you have to set the time aside. Go to kbbmethod.com and reserve your spot. If you saw us last year, you already know. We deliver so much value. It'll probably be a 2-hour training. We'll have my dear friend Russell Brunson on. We'll have another dear friend, Jenna Kutcher. It'll be Tony and I live. People who spent time on the 2-hour training thought it was the most comprehensive, most valuable 2 hours of their life. Whether you get enrolled and become part of the KBB family and become a part of the movement, or you just learn about this knowledge, learn about the blueprint, it will be the best 2 hours you've ever spent. I promise you that. So don't have regret on February 28th that you missed it. So go to kbbmethod.com. Register right now, reserve your spot, and get there 15 minutes early. Last year, we had over 200,000 people show up. It was the biggest online training in history, and we plan on breaking that this year.
And no excuse, I woke up at 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning just to watch you guys live and catch up with the live. So no excuse, you have to be there. Honestly, it's just value. You're going to rock the house once again this year.
Well, we can't wait, man. And I appreciate you so much. I appreciate for your commitment, your dedication. I appreciate you setting an example for so many people of what's possible, even when starting with nothing. So keep up the good work, man. Keep in touch. Let me know what's going on. And February 27th is going to be amazing. And I'm sure I'm going to see you in Las Vegas again.
This interview was amazing or what? Guys, go ahead and go to kbbmethod.com right now. And as soon as you sign up, not only you will have the ability to learn from Dean, Tony, Russell, and Jenna on February 27, but as a bonus, just for registering to the live training on February 27, I'm going to share with you my entire strategy as an affiliate. So if you don't have the money right now, being an affiliate and having this strategy could allow you to being able to invest and to earn money just like I did last year and get the course, get the KBB and change your life. That's what I want to do for you guys. Just for registering for the KBB, I want you to have the same results that I've got with Tony and Dean having this award, and really that completely changed my life. And right now the KBB is all about making an impact. That's the way I want to make an impact, and that's how I can add value to your life. So go ahead, go to kbbmethod.com and I will see you there. Peace.